The new Super Smash Bros. Switch announcement trailer dropped, and of course all of us are hyped. But there's one question I have. Which new maps will we see? Well, I'm not quite sure, but today I will share my favorite ones that I would love to see in this game and in the series in general. Number 10. Now, a lot of people think that in the upcoming Smash, the indie game hit Undertale will play a role. Some even say that they will be playable characters. However, what if Nintendo put in a map themed around this game in Smash? It would certainly be a fun touch together with the characters. And when it comes down to it, there is only one location that would be absolutely perfect for this: Tammy's Village. This is a small, elusive region within a waterfall that is comprised of 2 rooms. It's home to many Tammys, notable for their quirkiness and affected English speech. The village also includes the Tam Shop, which is the only shop in the game that allows the protagonist to sell items. This would be the perfect iconic location to put one of the Smash Bros. Maps, and the Tammys could even play a role in this. Now, what they would do is a bit tricky, because in the game they only stand around really. However, they're weird beings, so any type of behavior would be fitting. They could possibly incorporate the battle system of the game as well, as a fun gimmick and obstacle to avoid. Overall, there are a ton of options. Number 9. Now, there's also another very popular indie game that didn't get a map of its own, yet. Which is a bit strange because Nintendo loves them. I'm talking about Shovel Knight, of course. The indie hit that was seen on the Wii U, 3DS and Switch, and even had its own amiibos. However, what kind of map themed around this could we see in the game? Well, there's one that could work really well and show off some fun gimmicks. A map that goes through all, or at least some, of the Boss Knight battle stages. And it's either a different one every time, or go through them all one by one. This would be an incredibly fun and active stage. Besides that, it could easily work. If maps like the Pokemon Stadium work, then this will be no problem as well. During the fights in the game, they use all kinds of different attacks that also interact with the stage itself, like the confetti of King Knight. Clearly, Nintendo knows about them, and it could easily work. Let's hope we see it in the future. Number 8. Now, this next one was already seen in the Wii U Smash game, however, I think it could use a little update. A Mario Kart 8 Deluxe track. The stage takes place on a set of platforms that move around the track and will stop at certain parts, similar to Mute City. Now, this map was cool and fun, but I think we need an update on this. In my opinion, a stage like Lunar Colony would be a good one. It would be something new and fresh. Besides that, this map is also extremely different compared to Mario Circuit, so it would be a real and noticeable difference. A twist they could add is carts jumping over the map because of the low gravity, and if they hit you, you're damaged. I would love to see this modern version in honor of the deluxe edition, and it would certainly be fun. Number 7. Now, let's be honest here. In the new trailer for the Switch game, they showed off a new character coming to Smash, and that one also needs a map. The default female and male Inklings in their designs from the original Splatoon were seen, and a map based around that series would also be a great fit. The series was first seen on the Wii U, and that time around it didn't get a special map of its own. Even Mario Kart 8 Deluxe got a Splatoon-themed map and the characters, so why not do the same for Smash? A fun little addition would be paint splats on the ground that would come from the sides, and if you're hit by it, you get damaged, and if you walk over it, you fall. Of course, the map would need to be a bit big, and the splats need to be kept at a minimal, otherwise the whole field becomes useless. Personally, I expect to see a map like this in the Switch game if it's a new game at least and not a port. And if it is, they could always add this as a bonus just like they did in the deluxe Mario Kart game for the Switch. Number 6. Now, another game that's gonna play a gigantic role in the Nintendo Switch, and people are literally praying for, is the new upcoming Pokemon game. This is a Nintendo classic and everyone knows about it. Currently, it's in development, however, will we see a map themed around it in a new Smash? I really hope so. Maybe something similar to the Pokemon Stadiums. Although personally, I would rather see something different than that. I'm a big fan of Spear Pillar, which consists of an upper solid platform with 2 overhanging soft platforms at the sides, which move up and down almost constantly, and there's a cave in the lower part. Palkia and Dialga also played an interesting role in all of this, adding all kinds of cool twists and gimmicks. Now, if they would make a new one themed around the new Pokemon game, then I would love to see a stage like that with the new legendaries. Set it in an interesting location, and every now and then the powerful beings will pop up and manipulate the stage. This would be extremely cool and fun, because Pokemon Stadium is great, but not forever. Number 5. Now, one game that I never got to play and that's getting a revive on the Nintendo Switch is Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze. And this game has a ton of potential because of the fact that the game has contrasting maps that could create a fun switch in a Smash stage. You could design it that you go from a tropical theme to the blistering cold freeze element of this game, which could have its own special effects on the players and map. The previous one seen in the Wii U game was based on the Donkey Kong Country game, so they already have some assets and stuff for the tropical part. They just need to come up with a good transition to the freeze element of the map and make the assets for that. It could easily work, and the penguins and polar bears could also play a role in all of this and add to the visual switch. This is certainly one of the easier stages to pull off, and I would love to see it. Number 4. Alright, when Nintendo was at E3, they announced one game that essentially blew up Nintendo New York store. So clearly, people were extremely excited that a new Metroid game is in the works. However, one thing I want to see is a new stage from that franchise. In the Wii U version we got Pyrosphere, and besides that Brinstar, and a lookalike of it in Brawl, so I would love to see something new. Also, this time around I would love to see a different style, because it has almost always been lava, steel and cave constructions. So if they introduce a new one, then I hope that it will look completely different from the previous ones. It could even give us some new information on this game, like special locations for example. And what we would see in this map all depends on the new Metroid. Number 3. Now at this point we start to arrive at the big Nintendo franchises that got a new game on the Switch, which always makes me hyped. So of course I would love to see a Kirby Star Allies themed map, maybe even as big as the Great Cave Offensive 8-player map seen in the Wii U game. The new friend mechanic could also be used to make an interesting thing out of this map. For example, a companion that jumps on the map and the first to capture him has an advantage. Here's an example. Chef Kawasaki that starts throwing around food, and if you capture him, then you're safe. There are a ton of new and interesting enemies in this game. Another cool one would be a water Golbo that creates waves. When it comes to this stage, it would be extremely good for gimmicks and fun little twists, mostly because of the new mechanics seen in the Kirby game. However, its location would be a bit tricky. I just hope it's something completely different and not Dream World or Halberd themed. Number 2. Now, as you could have expected, the new Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is on the list. However, where could it be set in the world? Well, for this I have 2 picks. The iconic Kakariko Village and the now destroyed and ruined Hyrule Castle. Both of these locations would be a great fit, and all the people who have played that game know about these places. Kakariko Village could pull off a very calm and visually impressive map without any gimmicks. Just the Japanese culture shining through in all its beauty. And the other is more of a raw, epic battle scene where the astral form of Ganondorf could fly around, adding all kinds of weird and fun gimmicks to the map. Both of these designs would be a great fit for the game, and to be honest, I expect some sort of Breath of the Wild map to be in the game. And all of you know that I will be looking forward to that. Number 1. You already know what this is gonna be. Both you and I know that this will be in the next Super Smash Bros. Game, if it's a real one, and not a port. Even if it doesn't appear in this one, we will see it in the next. The glorious New Donk City. A large city filled with skyscrapers and buildings based off the real-world location of New York City. The place is filled with interesting structures, girders, and humans walking around minding their own business. A great map for a stage. The best fit here would be a moving girder platform that goes all around the place, as some of the sections feature humans. They could block attacks and shots, which would certainly make the fight interesting and give you that people-filled and busy New York vibe. And maybe the final scene from the festival that was held there could also play a role. It would make for another fun and interesting throwback. If Captain Toad Treasure Tracker could do it, then Smash certainly should. Oh, hello there. Welcome to End Credits. My name Michael. I stand in for Wily now. Do you want to watch more video? You liked video? Click annotation now. Please click subscribe button with little bell. Then you get updates. Is good. Please tell me in comment section what you think about Smash. Thank you.